Well, hello there, everybody. This is a comedy thief, and you're watching Funny Old Guys. That's what you're doing. How did the bugler do?
Fire him.
God darn it, the son of a beehive. Well, anyway, we tell jokes, jokes after joke after joke after joke, and you guys laugh hysterically. But before we do, we have a point of conversation just between the three of us. Yeah, that was my underwear that made that sound. Anyway, you ready?
Yeah.
Your high school reunion is coming up.
Ooh.
Over the past 10 years, you've gained 80 pounds. Now, do you go to the reunion or not? And if you go, how would you explain this huge weight gain, Dr. Fat Packer?
Well, you're being very generous with that over the last 10 years thing.
Yes.
I would simply tell them, I identify as the Pillsbury Doughboy.
Well, there you go. You work for Pillsbury. That's what you do. Homeless Charlie, you go to the reunion, but you gained 80 pounds. How do you explain that?
Oh, that's easy. I tell them that 10 years ago, I got a job as a extra in a TV show.
Yeah.
But they wanted me to be heavier, so I put on 80 pounds, and I've been doing that show ever since for the last 10 years. So I have to stay fat.
So you don't get paid unless you're 80 pounds overweight, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. What I would do, I would go too, right? Because I'm a gregarious kind of guy, whatever that means. But anyway, I would tell them for the past 10 years, I've been working for a blimp factory, blimp manufacturing company, but I got confused after only 3 months on the job, and I thought they were referring to me. That's what I thought. Dr. Fat Packer, tell us a joke or two.
Well, I tell you, I got this. One time, my daughter, she asked for a Cinderella-themed birthday party.
Yes?
So I invited all her friends, and I made them clean my house.
Oh, that's a beautiful strategy. I love it. Homeless Charlie, tell us a joke.
Well, I'll tell you what, I need everybody to wish me luck. I have a meeting at the bank later, and if all goes well, I will be completely out of debt. I'm so excited, I can hardly put on my ski mask.
Oh, okay, guys, what do you call music in a psychiatric center? What do you call?
Pray tell.
You know what you call it?
No.
Looney Tunes, of course, you dorks. Dr. Fat Packer.
Oh, God. Oh, well, the next one on my list was the book on how to fall down the stairs. but we'll move on.
Okay.
This woman went into the kitchen to see her husband skulking around with a fly swatter, She asked him what he was doing, and he says, "I'm hunting flies." And she goes, "Oh, yeah, you getting any?" He goes, "Yep, 3 males and 2 females." And she looked, she says, "How can you tell?" He goes, 3 were on a beer and 2 were on the phone.
And that's how you can tell. Oh, my goodness gracious. Almost Charlie, tell us the joke.
Well, I'll tell you what, the young kids, they always keep laughing about my memory.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, they won't be laughing at Christmas when there's no eggs under the tree.
Exactly. Yeah. So this pirate goes to the doctor, and he goes to the doctor. First of all, you went, arr, arr.
Arr.
He goes, "Doc," he says, "I've got skin lesions on my back." And the doctor examined him, and he says, "It's okay. They're benign." And the pirate says, No, Doc." He says, "I think there be 10, actually." Dr. Fat Packer, tell a joke better than mine.
Okay, well, this elderly man, he was 82. He had just returned from the doctor, myself, and he found out he didn't have long to live. So he summoned the 3 most important people in his life: his doctor, his priest, and his lawyer.
Yes.
So he tells him, I don't have long to live. So I ask you three here because you're most important people in my life. And I need to ask a favor. Today, I'm going to give each of you an envelope with $50,000 in it.
Whoa.
When I die, I would ask that all three of you throw the money in my grave. Well, the guy finally passed on.
Yep.
When a few days later, the doctor goes, well, I have to admit I kept $10,000 of his money. He owed me lots of medical bills, but I threw in the other 35,000. Yeah. He says, well, priest goes, I have to admit I kept $25,000 for the church. It's all going to a good cause, and I threw the rest in. Well, the lawyer, he just couldn't believe what he was hearing. He says, I'm surprised at you two. I wrote a check for the whole amount and threw it in.
Exactly. There's a generous man, by golly.
Yeah, whoa.
Almost Charlie, go for it.
Well, as it happens to a lot of people, my mouth waters when I smell steak. But I wonder if the same thing happens to vegans when they cut the grass.
Uh-huh. There you go.
I don't know. Well, when I was married way back in the day, what was
Mary?
that noise? What was that noise?
That was me. It's okay.
Oh,
You
okay.
can't smell it from there.
Back in the day when I was married, I got a text from my neighbor, a text,
A
right?
text. Yeah.
A text. And he says, John, or no, he said, what the hell?
How did he said your name?
He said, comedy thief. He says, I'm riddled with guilt. He says, I've been helping myself to your wife now for about 18 months. He said, I feel absolutely terrible about what I did. And you know what I did? I went upstairs and I shot my wife. That's what I did.
Oh my gosh.
But right after that, I got another text from my neighbor. He says, darn it, he said, I should have used spell check. I really meant to say I've been helping myself to your Wi-Fi. That's what I did. So anyway, Dr. Fatback, it's your turn.
Darn spell checker.
Yep, I don't know.
So I'm standing on the corner, and you know, on some of these corners, the pedestrian's light beeps when it's safe to cross the street. So I was crossing with this, shall we say, intellectually challenged coworker of mine, you know?
Yes, yes.
And he asked me if I knew what the beeper was for. And I explained that it signals blind people when the light is red. And he looked at me and he goes, are you kidding? What on earth are blind people driving a car for?
Exactly. It makes no sense whatsoever.
Oh,
Almost Charlie.
Well, I got a new job, but I went and I couldn't find a parking spot at work today. So I went home as it looked like they had enough people.
oh, there you go.
There you go. Well, here's an announcement to all of our millions of viewers. Okay, I want to find out if there's anybody out there who is interested in having a free helicopter ride. It's going to be really nice. So all you have to do is check in with us because on Saturday, this coming Saturday, we're going to fly to Boston and have a very nice lunch there. And then we're going to take we're going to take a yacht cruise down the East Coast, and we're going to end up in New York City once more, and then we're going to have a wonderful dinner and champagne. It's going to be wonderful. So if anybody's interested, it would be really good if you had both a helicopter and a yacht. Otherwise, I can't go. I can't go. Dr. Fatpacker, tell us a joke.
Ja, das ist schwer zu glauben, jawohl. I had a patient come to me the other day, and he says, I asked him, I said, do you smoke? And he said, no. I said, do you drink? And he said, no. I said, do you eat fast food? He said, no. So I said, don't worry, I'll find something anyway.
Exactly. Oh my gosh, the guy he doesn't do anything for fun. Almost Charlie, go ahead.
Well, I just realized today that the paper towels by the gas pump are for wiping away the tears after you fill up your gas tank.
Yes, oh my Lord. Well, when I first met Bambi, my girlfriend,
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I asked her a personal question. I asked her, do you smoke after sex? You know what she said?
No, right
She
tell.
said, I don't know. She said, I never looked. That's what she said. Where are we? Oh, it's Dr. Fatpacker. It's your last one.
Oh, Val, you were talking about helicopters, right? I saw this older couple, they go to the fair, and there was a helicopter ride for $50. When
Oh,
he says to his wife, he says, come on, let's go for the helicopter ride. She says, no, it's $50, no, we better not go. $50 is $50. And he said, okay. So he did that for like 3 years in a row. So finally, the pilot, he started recognizing him, and he goes, look, I'll make a deal for you. I'll let the two of you ride in the helicopter. And if you don't say a word during the ride, I'll let you ride for free. So
good.
they said, well, we could do that. So they get into the helicopter, right? And this pilot, he's flying around and he's doing zigs and zags and ups and downs. He almost flips right over and trying to make them scream or something. And finally he lands and he turns to the guy and he says, boy, I did everything I could to make you talk, but boy, you guys kept very quiet. And the old guy says, Val, I would have said nothing, but my wife fell out, but $50 is $50.
$50 is $50. Home Australia, last one.
Well, last night, my neighbor down the alley, he came home drunk and he banged on his own door for like 15 minutes. Well, the problem is he lives alone. So I told him he wasn't there and he left.
Well, when I was married and my wife gave birth to a baby, I asked the doctor, Dr. Bruce, I said, Doc, how long will it be before we can have sex? And Dr. Bruce says, well, I'm off in 15 minutes. I'll meet you in the parking lot.
Ouch. I hope it was a woman doctor.
Anyway, it wasn't a woman doctor. It was Dr. Bruce. But anyway, we're done.
Oh,
We're out of here. We're gone. Thank you for, oh, wait a minute. I almost forgot. Almost forgot.
Never know.
We invite a famous person to be on our very next video.
oh yeah.
And the person we're going to ask for next week's video is a very famous female movie star, Susan Sarandon. So Susan,
Ooh.
I loved her in.
you're going to be on our very
Thelma
next
and
video.
Louise.
So I want you to check in at funnyoldguys@gmail.com. And you have 24 hours, Susan, to check in. And Susan, if you don't check in 24 hours, you're going in the trash bin. So this is a Comedy Thief saying goodbye, passing along to Dr. Fatpacker for his farewell.
Well, I would give it a weekend if I were you.
Okay.
Hey. Auf Wiedersehen to everybody. Before you go, please make sure you check the little box down there that says subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Well, it only says it once, but I want you to remember that. Oh, and by the way, if you want to send us some information for you, you can send us an email. Oh, and if you want to tell your friends about Funny Old Guys, we now have business cards that have our email address. Well, it has our link on there for YouTube, but you send an email to funnyoldguys@gmail.com and we'll send you one of these special cards here, or maybe 2 or 3 if you want.
Yes, we will. So, and Homeless Charlie, it's your turn to say goodbye to our grand grunts. I just made that up because I don't know why I said. Let's start over. Say goodbye to our wonderful audience of video fans.
Well, goodbye to our wonderful audience of video fans.
Okay, everybody wave goodbye. Everybody wave goodbye. We'll see you down the road. Everybody wave there, Charlie. Are you waving? Okay, goodbye, everybody.